Do you ever find yourself up late at night, mindlessly scrolling through social media? Or do you have a little bit of a dependence on liquid courage whenever you're out with friends? If you're new here, hi, my name's Denise, and welcome to Color Me Well, a channel where mental health and diversity conversations collide. Habits are so hard to break, aren't they? And sometimes a little detox is all you need. So if that's something that you're hoping to do, then sit back, relax, and listen in on our chat here at Color Me Well. So before we jump into today's conversation, let's just get one thing straight. Color Me Well is a secular channel, and we welcome all viewers of all backgrounds and any religious beliefs. That said, Jaclyn and I did leverage a religious tradition in order to motivate us for our first habit challenge. But habit detoxes can be for anyone, so we hope that doesn't deter you from watching today's video. And so without further ado, here you go. Hi everyone, welcome back to Color Me Well. My name is Denise.
And I'm Jaclyn.
And today is an exciting day for us because this is our first habit challenge video. Now, back in February, Jaclyn and I made a post on Instagram to let you all know that we were doing new habits for Lent. Jaclyn and I are Catholic, and so we thought, what's the best time to start a habit challenge? Well, Lent is the perfect time to do that. So today we're going to be talking about the habits that we've changed, or the promises that we made for the Lenten season, and how that's going so far, and what we've learned from it, and what we will continue to practice from that. So to start off, Jaclyn, why don't you tell our audience about your Lenten promise this year?
Yeah, so my Lenten promise, I've actually done this so this is my third time doing this Lenten promise. I've done this promise the last 2 Lents as well, but it's basically to give up drinking alcohol.
Hi everybody. So I just wanted to put it out there that I definitely recognize that relationship with alcohol differs from person to person, and my Lenten challenge is definitely not trying to minimize the struggle that some have with substance use. My relationship with alcohol took a very long time to get to this point, and it's definitely still a work in progress.
And it's really been interesting seeing the developments over the past couple of years. I think the first year I did it, I remember the world was open. I was with friends and family, so everyone was ordering drinks, and like it was just right there in front of me. I had a really good friend suggest to me anytime that I were to go out to just have a lime and soda, and in the end, when you have it, like it'll feel like you're still like in it, but at the same time you won't feel the need to join in and take part in the social activity of drinking. And it definitely did help. And then coming now to the present where COVID-19 is a thing, it's actually become less of a pressure because I'm not out with people. You know, I'm just coming straight home after work. I think the only struggle that I've really been having is if I'm having a really tough time or I'm not really doing too great in my headspace. I usually do resort to alcohol in order to numb that a little bit, or to just have like a bit of an escape, and you know, just feeling a little bit more on like the light side. But right now it's really pushing me to just face my feelings and a lot of my issues, whatever is coming up. I just have to deal with it more on the natural side. So it's been going well for a COVID-19 Lent promise. So I'm really I'm really happy about it so far. How about you, Denise?
Yeah, so for me, I promised to reduce my screen time. So I made a very specific promise to myself, and I was going to not have screen time by 11 p.m. onwards. And the reason that for this year I thought this was very important was because I had noticed very over the past few months that I had the tendency to just scroll mindlessly through social media once I go to bed, and it was my way of trying to fall asleep, but it wasn't really effective because I'd go to bed around, you know, mind you, I still don't go to bed that early. I'd go to bed around 11, but I'd be up until 1 or 2 a.m. Just scrolling through. It even got to the point where I couldn't go to bed without having some screen time. And there was a day, a couple of weeks before Lent started, when I couldn't fall asleep. And so I actually opted to fall asleep in the living room where I could keep the TV on and hopefully doze off to that. And that's what made me think, what's going on? Why do I have this dependence on, just either scrolling through my phone or watching TV? And so I thought, you know what, Lent, perfect time, break that habit, and gave myself that 11 p.m., clock out time that I can't look at screens anymore. It's really helped me significantly in getting better sleep and practicing better sleep hygiene. It's definitely been good so far, but I'm not going to lie, I've faced a number of challenges. For the past 30 days. And so, Jackie, tell me a little bit about, have you faced any challenges with that promise over the past 30 days?
So I wouldn't say that I've been facing too many challenges this time around during Lent, because when I was consuming alcohol, it was very much used as a social crutch when I was with friends, because even though I am a very sociable person, I also get really anxious and quiet in social situations. So alcohol became this sort of liquid courage for me to be able to talk, to be friendly, to, go from person to person and socialize a bit more. Otherwise, I'm just super quiet. Now it's because I am not using it during these 30 days. I think the only difficulty it's just been the case that if I need that moment to, just relax, or even if I'm like on a Zoom call, for example, and all my friends are drinking, I kind of miss having that little bit of something to hold and to drink and to just like use to also be a little bit more sociable as well, because even though it is a pandemic, everybody is doing a lot of different things right now, and it's still that same sort of feeling of like, okay, is there anything that I have to offer this conversation? But I'm trying really hard to, instead of thinking of having a crutch, to just be a bit more open and talkative and speak up, and also realizing that, like, I am tired, and and then maybe this conversation I'm not really feeling like I can do much with it, but I'm gonna do my best and try my best, and just keep going at it as much as I can. And so far so good. I don't think it's really come to my mind as much as I thought it would have.
That's good.
Yeah. So when you're doing this, because you've been doing this for your Lenten promise, Denise, is it something that you feel like you would continue after you finish your 40 days?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to lie, I had quite a few challenges, as I had mentioned, reducing my screen time. So for example, there have been times when I needed to just get something done, either for work or for some of my volunteer activities, and and for this channel too. And inevitably I had to cut into that screen time. So what I did was I actually tracked how much screen time I would have beyond the 11 p.m. cutoff time. And I would try to make up for it on other days by starting that cutoff a little bit earlier. Throughout the 30-day period too, I had one, I'd say, a cheat day where, my husband and I, just wanted to, sit down and relax and watch a movie. But overall, what I found is that by by doing this and by significantly reducing the amount of time that I look at my phone and I look at other media, I have managed to find the time to finish reading a number of books. So I actually finished in that 30-day period, actually even less, but within that 30-day period, I started and ended reading 3 books. So yeah, one was for a book club, and then 2 other books I was just reading on the side for myself. And prior to this, I actually struggled very much to find the time to do leisurely activities, to find the time to like pick up a book and read through it. And I was just amazed by how I found the time to do that simply by reducing my time on my phone. So once Lent is over, I definitely think that I'm still going to continue this habit, maybe not to the same degree, maybe not to the same strictness either, but I really enjoyed, in a sense, getting some time back simply by telling myself no more phone time tonight. How about you, Jaclyn? Are you going to continue this habit after Lent? And in what shape or form?
So I think with the past 3 years, what's really helped is that it's taught me moderation. And I think becoming an adult, you start to enjoy alcohol for the taste rather than for what it does for you. So I'm really looking forward to just trying different types of beers, different types of wine, different types of liquors, but just in a way that's like leisurely and like more moderately, in the sense that if I want to have like one glass of wine after work, like that's okay. Like anything that is good but also can be detrimental if there's too much of it, it's just about really taking the time to moderate yourself through it. So I think doing that will really help me if I want to go back into it, which I think I will. But also it's now helping me, as like these 3 years have gone on, help me to really recognize my feelings as well. So if I'm not in a good headspace, being able to just unpack it naturally as I'm doing now, rather than hiding behind a beer bottle, for example, and trying to mask those feelings. So I will definitely say I don't miss that big binge and waking up the next day feeling like sluggish. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I think the moderation is going to help with all of these things. So I definitely don't want to give it up, but I think once in a while it's nice to just do a little detox and let everything out and then come back to it with a fresh new perspective. So that's what I'm hoping to do going forward.
So we're very curious to know, did either of our habits resonate with you? Are you maybe going through a habit detox yourself? Or are there any 30-day challenges that you're interested in pursuing, but you're not quite sure and you'd love to see someone else try it out? If so, leave us a comment down below and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you at our next video.